Yo, how's it going, everybody? Soul here. So we're finally back here with some Forbidden Light testing sessions with some games. I'm super excited to bring you guys these. I made 4 decks. Me and my boy Caleb, we went over to his house, recorded 4 sets with these decks. Not every matchup got done, but we got 4 great sets for you guys with 4 amazing decks, and I really enjoyed this. So anyway, so on the left we have me playing Zygarde-GX and Lycanroc, and on the right we have Caleb playing Zoroark-GX and Greninja-GX. So really cool. If I want to just straight up say it right now, I'd say out of these 4 decks that I made, Zygarde and Lycanroc, Zygarde-Lycanroc is easily my favorite deck. Like, this thing is amazing. It's relatively pretty consistent. It's really powerful. The GX attack is absolutely amazing. But I can explain more whenever I do the actual deck profiles for these decks. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this set. So it looks like Caleb's going to be going first. He starts off with a Lele, while I start off with that nice, crisp, new 70 HP Rockruff. Nice. Alright, so he's get Ultra Ball for away a Ninja, and looks like maybe a Choice Band. And so this is pretty good for him. He gets his first turn Bridget, which is pretty good for the deck in general. You know, it's you want to get as much Zoroarks in play, because they are your main attacker in this deck. So the whole design of the deck is just use Zoroark as your main attacker, and then just kind of ramp up your damage, augment your damage with Greninja-GX, Greninja and Frogadier-GX. Because Frogadier, it's basically Golbat. Whenever you play it, you, from your hand, to evolve one of your Pokemon, you get to put 2 damage counters anywhere on the field. That's pretty good. On one of your opponent's Pokemon anywhere on the field, which is pretty good. Greninja, basically the same thing, just with 3 damage counters, so pretty solid. Helps augment Zoroark's damage, which is pretty okay, but can actually get into the realms of one-hit KOs. But anyway, on my side, I am playing Zygarde-GX. I play down the Scorched Earth, and I'm able to draw 2 cards. Now, I do have a Sycamore in hand, as you can see right there, but I really don't want to play it. I have DCE, I have a couple things in hand here, so I really just want to kind of hold on to this. Maybe, hopefully, I can draw myself out next turn. And, yeah, so he's going to go ahead and evolve into a Frogadier, place 2 damage counters on my Rockruff, so this is kind of scary. If he does end up getting a DCE, he's going to be able to take out my Rockruff, but seeing as he plays single puzzle, it doesn't really look like it's going to happen. So I play Scorched Earth again, and nice, I land an Ultra Ball, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this Fighting Energy and a Guzma, because I do plan on Sycamore in here, but I'm going after my Zygarde. So Zygarde, amazing Pokemon, 200 HP for a basic is monstrous. Only beaten by, I believe, Guzzlord-GX, but Guzzlord sucks, so nobody cares. So yeah, so I'm going to use his first attack here. Cell Connector does 50 base damage, augment that with the Diancie Prism Star on the bench, that's plus 20, so I'm hitting for 70 damage with just 1 energy attachment, which is great. This deck plays 1 copy of Diancie, obviously, and 1 copy of Regirock-GX, excuse me. So think about it, with an EX, a Regirock, a Diancie, Choice Band, you can hit 210 with 1 energy attack, or 110 with 1 energy attachment, which is absolutely absurd. But so yeah, this is really unfortunate for him. He's just not having a great start here. So I think all he did was just kind of play the Mallow draw pass or something like that. And yeah, so this is not going great for him. And I end up using Zygarde-GX's GX attack, which is just absolutely busted. So he does 150 base damage. Of course, you can augment that with Diancie, which I actually end up doing. Hit 170 to knock out that Lele. And I'm able to, Zygarde-GX's GX attack says he cannot be damaged by Pokemon EX or GX on the following turn, which is just nutty, and I love it. So, but he ended up getting Sycamore, which is absolutely amazing for him. So he gets two Zoroarks and a Greninja on the field. So my little Rockruff there, he's not far away from getting knocked out. But I'm going to end up using my Lycanroc. I believe I got that off the prizes, and I'm going to drag up that Zoroark right there. And I do have the supporter card Bonnie, which is just so stupid. So stupid. Good synergy with this card. So whenever you play Bonnie, you discard a stadium in play. It doesn't have to be your stadium. It can just be a stadium in play. And during that turn, you can reuse Zygarde-GX's GX attack. So that's just what I did right there. Of course, I did not need the damage augmentation because I am hitting for weakness on the Zoroark, of course. So yeah, that was just absolutely nutty. So yeah, this poor setup here from Caleb. Of course, this is not the best matchup in the world. I gotta preface that, but these are just the first two decks that we ended up deciding to play. I really wanted to play Zygarde, and Caleb just kind of wanted to play Greninja, but don't worry, he ends up getting some revenge later on for this bad matchup, so don't worry, it's not all gonna be me beating down Caleb. So but anyway, so he gets to play up Guzma, and with some damage augmentation, he's actually able to take a knockout on my Lycanroc with Windblade, or I don't remember, Hazy Slash or something like that, I don't know. Greninja-GX's basic attack, it does 110 damage, and if you choose to, you can shuffle him and all cards attached to him back into the deck, but it didn't really matter. I have Guzma in hand, so I can bring up the Zoroark and just easily knock it out. So that was a nice, easy game for me. I kind of stumbled a little bit at the start, but overall, like that's just in what I think is a great strength of the deck is, you know, it can just kind of stumble at least for one turn and then just turn around and just do okay, you know, because you got these big bulky Pokemon, and as I say that, I flip over another 70 HP Rockruff. So not really bulky there, but yeah, so but you got Zygarde, 200 HP. The deck does play one Buzzwole, which 190 HP. So you got these tanky kind of Pokemon that can kind of tank a hit as long as you're not getting hit for weakness. And overall, that's pretty good. But yeah, so we're gonna see here. So looks like Caleb doesn't have the best opening start here. He ends up playing an N. I think I remember I didn't have the best hand in there. I remember seeing just a bunch of energy, and that was kind of about it. But so it doesn't really look like the best for Caleb there. He ends himself into some kind of mediocre stuff, and just has to pass. So I get Scorched Earth, which is pretty good for me. I get down to Zygarde, which is great, and I think I have a supporter in hand. I'm contemplating if I want to. Yeah, I think I have a Cynthia in hand. Contemplating if I want to kind of, you know, risk it for the biscuit, go for that DCE, but I end up not doing it. So now what I should have probably done is just like not attach that DCE because, or not attach that Float Stone, because he ends up getting the Field Blower here, which really messes with me. Because next turn I could have just attached that Float Stone, retreated out to my Zygarde very easily, but now I'm gonna have to bank on maybe getting another Float Stone, or else I might just have to, you know, just hold tight and see if he can knock out this Rockruff, or just, you know, I end up being able to retreat it on the following turn or something like that. But anyway, but despite all that, so he's gonna actually play down a Mew, which is unfortunate. Of course, I do play a Buzzwole in this matchup, but in this deck, but I do not expect to be playing the Buzzwole down this game. It doesn't really do much for me, but I end up placing the Choice Band. I got a Scorched Earth. Didn't really get much off of that. think I got like a Bonnie and another Fighting Energy. So, but if I can land a Float Stone here, I'm in a pretty good position. This Lele will be able to turn around and smack me back for a lot, but I think he'd need like, because when you use Cell Connector, you get two more basic energy out of the discard, attach it to Zygarde, but I do get the Float Stone, which is great. So let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. So he would need a DCE, 160, 180. So he'd need DCE and Choice Band to knock out my Zygarde, and yeah, I think I'm willing to take that risk because that is a lot of resources on a Lele. So if he ends up doing that, at least I got enough damage on this. I could possibly come in with like another Cell Connector on the following turn or something with a Choice Band, do a lot of damage. But that's a Cell Connector for 80, so that's pretty good. Yeah, this is a little risky, of course. Like I said, if he gets DCE and Choice Band, like, he can knock me out with this Lele, but I think he really just needs to focus on getting a board set up first. He ends up having to Sycamore away his, looks like a Zoroark and maybe an N or something right there. But, yeah, so as you can see there, I'm kind of holding an Octillery. This is kind of like a little bit of a bluff because, like, I have 2 cards, but I have 2 very good cards. So I have the Octillery in hand, and I have a Sycamore. So like, I was fine with him not ending me. So, but he does not get the DCE, so he's gonna end up smacking me for, I think, what was that, 160? Yeah, 160. So that was pretty heavy hit. But if I can help it, I think I can pretty much get away with just GXing here. So. But I actually attach a DCE to this rock, to the Rock Ruff. Now I think my thought process there was like I might Sycamore anyway. So, but I ended up getting a Guzma off of the Abyssal hand. So I'm gonna Guzma up his fresh Lele, and I'm going to go ahead and GX it. So I'm hitting for 180 right now, so I'm able to easily knock out that Lele. And of course I do have access to Bonnie possibly on the following turn, so I can just kind of keep it going. And now the only thing in his deck pretty much right now that can really do any damage to me is his Zorua, which is just fantastic. So Zorua, he sends up his Zorua right now. If he gets like DCE Choice Band, he can actually knock out my Zygarde with a Zorua, which is absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so he's going for Lele, and yeah, I think maybe going for an N here or something like that, possibly. No, Acerola? Okay. Oh, I think he's gonna pick up the damage Lele, maybe? I don't actually remember this. Yeah, I don't actually remember this. Yeah, okay, so he does pick up the damage there. It is right. So, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, because he really needed the DCE to at least do some damage this turn. But, so yeah, now I'm at Zygarde's at 180. He didn't have the Choice Band, so that sucks. But I did draw a Bonnie, which is great. So if I can get a Lycanroc this turn, which, oh, I have the Ultra Ball. Okay. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my Lycanroc, and I'm gonna be able to make this more difficult on him. So I'm gonna go for the Lycanroc, drag up the Zoroark that's on the bench, and I'm just gonna be able to recycle my GX attack, which is just absolutely nuts. And not only take 2 prizes, but make it a little harder for him. Now, he does, of course, have the Zorua, which is in striking distance of killing me this following turn, but I have a fully powered Lycanroc on the bench, so and he has a nice squishy Mew on the bench as well. So if I can get like Deontay, or I guess even Regirock in play, that Lycanroc is going to be able to kill that Mew. So that's be pretty good. Which looks like I do have access to that. I just don't have the Guzma, I believe. but he's gonna end me down to 2. But Octillery is an amazing card. Like, shout outs to Chris Diller, and me and him have been working on this deck for about a week now. So this is probably the most polished of these Forbidden Light decks, this Zygarde deck. In contrast, I literally just made the freaking Greninja deck list the night before this, so yeah, Zygarde's a little bit more polished, but these are still, of course, very new decks. But yeah, and we play Timer Ball. That's right, we play Timer Ball in this Greninja deck, which is absolutely awesome, absolutely amazing for it. Now, of course, I would love to play Evo Soda, but unfortunately, Frogadiers and Greninja's ability does not activate unless it is played from hand. So you kind of have to use something like Timer Ball, and Timer Ball is really not that bad. It really isn't. So you end up taking out my Zygarde with a Ram Zorua. Now, I got the Float Stone for my thing there, and I'm going to go ahead and Abyssal Hand, and I do get the Guzma, which is great. Didn't even need to worry about anything, and I'm going to Guzma up his Zoroark that he had, and I'm going to knock it out, and that's going to be the first series to me. So as you see up there on the top, we're going to be keeping track of all the games that we win. So we ended up playing 4 sets, so we will see who ends up on top at the end. We did both try each of these decks. So keep an eye out for the next set, which is going to be Ultra Necrozma, Malamar, Mew versus Naganadel and Metals. And I know people are already gonna say, like, you're pronouncing it wrong, but who cares? It doesn't matter. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I would like to do some deck profiles with these whenever I get some time. I do not have the most time in the world, unfortunately, but anyway, thank you all for watching. Zygarde is an absolutely amazing deck. I'm really looking forward to this, probably more than any deck coming out of the Forbidden Light. But thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub, all that stuff, and deuces.